April is Confederate Heritage Month. To remind neo-Confederates and lost cause ass clown fuckfaces what their heritage is, the Sons of Liberty is executing a daily series throughout this entire month, however many days are left at this point, in order to commemorate anniversary events and to honor Southerners who remained loyal to the United States instead of betraying their country just because some filthy, rich, conservative slave-owning oligarch told them to. If you're just coming across this video, make sure to follow the channel as we'll be upsetting neo-Confederates and lost cause bigots all month long. And also, on our YouTube channel, I've created a special playlist with all of our Confederate Heritage Month videos so that you can check that out in case you missed any from this entire series. Today we're going to learn about the Battle of the Nueces, which took place on the morning of August 10th, 1862 on the west bank of the Nueces River, about 20 miles from Fort Clark in present-day Kinney County, Texas. The actual site of the battle is not known. However, part of the crowdfunding campaign that we're running on Indiegogo aims to travel to Texas and see if we can locate the spot where it actually occurred, because your boy was an infantryman and is a master at land navigation. A force of around 68 loyal Unionists were led by a German-American named Major Fritz Tegener, and almost all of them were German immigrants, many of whom were called intellectuals, liberal and Republican-minded Germans known as Achtundvierziger or 48ers. Many 48ers remained loyal to the United States, and several opposed slavery. When the Confederacy ignored states' rights and began conscripting citizens for the war effort, isn't it funny how they talk about states' rights and ignore it when it's convenient? Anyway, German Texans said, "Scheiß auf diese Scheiße, ich gehe," or "fuck this shit, I'm out." Desperate to reach U.S. federal troops in New Orleans, they were en route to catch a ship in Mexico and made camp along the river. They did not post a guard or choose a defensive position. Guys, what the fuck were you thinking? An hour before dawn, Confederate traitor Lieutenant C.D. McRae and some 90-plus other traitors opened fire on the encampment, having discovered it the previous afternoon. 19 Unionists were killed in the initial salvo and 9 more were wounded. These 9 wounded would be executed a few hours after the battle. Rebel cavalry pursued the remaining Germans who were fleeing the battle and shot some 17 more as they tried to swim across the Rio Grande. I'm mentioning this because Southern apologists like to talk about Sherman's war crimes, but they ignore things like this. Of the Unionists who escaped from the battle, 8 were killed by Confederates in a subsequent battle on October 18, 1862, whilst trying to cross into Mexico. 11 reached home, and most of the others escaped temporarily to Mexico or to California. I covered this earlier when we talked about Edwin Davis of Texas. At least I think that was his name. I need to check on that. The ensuing German defeat represented an end to overt German resistance to Confederate governance in Texas, but it also fueled outrage among the German Texan population. The remains of the fallen, including the executed, were deliberately left unburied in order to rot. After the war, the remains of the Unionists who were killed at the battle site were gathered and interred at Comfort, where a monument commemorates the Germans and the one Hispanic person killed in the battle and subsequent actions. A monument, first established in 1866, marks the site and is called Treue der Union, or Loyalty to the Union. It is the only German-language monument to the Union in the South where the remains of those killed at the battle are buried, and where an 1866 36-star American flag flies at half-staff. For the entire month of April, a whopping handful of days left of it anyway, the Sons of Liberty is running a crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo to create a year-long documentary web series on Civil War history. We have over 80,000 subscribers on YouTube alone, so if just 10% of them gave $5 each, we'd be well past our funding goal and I could finally shut the hell up about it. Funding this campaign means that the Sons of Liberty admins get to take you on an exciting historical journey and at the same time help educate or debunk, depending, various bits of Civil War history, myths, legends, and lies. Backers at the $5 level to the $25 level are able to add on a special one-of-a-kind t-shirt that won't ever be available in the SOL merch store ever again. Backers at the $50 or more level will find the shirt included in the perks. Additionally, all backers will receive an invite to a private live stream of drunken Civil War history with Big Sarge. Those backers who are able to make it in person will be invited to attend the taping. We'll be closing down our Raleigh-Durham area bar and taking over for the night. That episode will only be available to backers. Reminder that the Confederacy were traitors who betrayed the United States and tried to destroy the Union out of spite. Reminder that heritage, not hate, is lost cause horseshit. Reminder that the lost cause narrative is revisionist history bullshit. Reminder that by their own admission, the South seceded over slavery and economic factors tied to slavery. Also, here's one more reminder that the Confederacy is a bunch of traitors who lost the war that they started, got their asses kicked in that war that they started, and were forced to beg to be readmitted back into the Union. Oh, P.S. Your flag is a participation trophy. This one right here, this white dish rag, aka the Confederate flag in its final form, die mad about it. Hashtag not sorry, not sorry.
And now it's time for the throw punch!